Slug cruiser run here. We're up to Sector 7, almost up to the last stand. Had a pretty decent run so far. Let's have a quick look at the ship. You've got 2 sets of lasers, halberd beam online, which is nice. Hopefully we can get this hull beam online before the flagship fight. Defense drone is our only defense against missiles at this point, so maybe we can get a cloak online as well. That would be good. Crew, we've got a pretty decent crew together. 2 slugs that we started with. We've picked up Mantis, Human, and a Zoltan along the way as well. Let's continue on to the next sector. And I don't usually go through the nebulas, but because we have a couple of slugs on board, let's do it. Store straight away, no use to us. Let's get as many beacons as we can out in the open before we head into the nebula. You jump in, you immediately see an impressive slug pirate ship with the Black Raven painted on one side. They hail you, greetings, I am the dreaded pirate, Captain Knights. You must be full of fear, no? Have you heard of me? No? No. Well, I've heard of you, and I must see if you are as dangerous as they say. I challenge you. Accept his challenge or decline. Slug crew, engage in a duel of the mind. Is there a risk that we lose a slug crew member if I do that? We could probably take this guy in a fight, but let's try the blue text. Hopefully we don't lose a crew member. Your slug crew member eyes glaze over as the 2 telepaths concentrate. You can only wonder what is happening. After a short time, your comrade grunts in pain and collapses onto the floor stunned. Knights responds, "Ha, it'll take more than that to defeat me. Let the real battle begin." Hopefully that crew member is still okay. Crew's on board. Yeah, all the slug crew members are fine. They're in the oxygen. Our option here is to actually try and vent that. It's going to be tricky, but if we send the Mantis in to actually fight in there, it should be okay. We can turn the oxygen off to hurry that up. Let's power the engines fully while we wait for that. They've got a cloak, so we're going to have to use the defense drone for their missile. Okay, that'll be fine. You can go into weapons. And if we close that, turn the oxygen back on, and send you guys into medbay, and put medbay on. Our evasion's low, but I want to make sure I can deal with these intruders properly. We'll have to keep our ears open for this missile firing as well. Oxygen's back on, so let's do this. I don't think they'll leave while they're fighting. Miss anyway. Just want to get the oxygen back in that room quickly. Close the doors. Medbay's on. We can turn off... We'll probably actually turn the oxygen off and power the engines. The oxygen will run out in here eventually, but our guys will heal up and their crew members will not, so that might be okay. I think the evasion's going to be more valuable. Just have to keep an eye on Lombard's health, but this is the lowest. They might teleport back here pretty quickly, actually. Or die. In the meantime, we can do this to even out the oxygen a little bit, because they're not going to leave that room while they're fighting. Perfect. Close the doors, send everyone back to stations. We can turn medbay off for now, and put power back to oxygen for a little while. We'll probably alternate between oxygen and engines as we need to. Couple of beams almost charged. Okay, let's go for their weapons. In comes their missile. I don't know if that actually made a noise, I didn't hear it. What do we want to depower here? Oxygen and engines temporarily for the defense drone. All our shots missed. We shot down their missile. Let's go power back to the engines and oxygen. We'll hold on to their halberd beam. Another cloak from them. Looks like they've got pretty good evasion, but eventually we'll get through their shields. As long as our defense drone keeps on doing its job, we should be okay. Not trying to get away or anything, and we get through their shields. I like to go shields through weapons. It's only going to be a 3-room combo. Can we get from... I do want to get weapons. Let's do this then. The door's offline. They've still got their missile online, so they'll have to remember to keep on powering up the defense drone. Excellent. Taking their large laser charger down at least. We should be able to get their missile system down with the next shot. I wouldn't mind actually going for some of their evasion, so I Let's go for their piling system just to see if we can get some of our laser shots through. Damn it. Oh, we did. Excellent. We can hang to the halberd beam until the next shot. Looks like their missile system's down. They've powered up their large laser charger instead. Lasers are charged. Their evasion's back up. So is their shields. They're doing their repairs really quickly. I want to go for their weapons again. We can fire the halberd beam even though we didn't get through all their shields. Well. I see the rumours are true. I yield. We are no match for you. Take this and let us leave it, and leave us to our shame. 68 scrap, large laser charger Mark II. Sure thing. I mean, if we sell the large laser charger, it's going to be worth a lot, or we could switch out and actually use it. No, we can't. It's a 3-barrel weapon. So yeah, we'll probably sell that. If we can find a store. Ooh, which we have straight away. Store in a nebula. Let's check it out. Sell the large laser charger. Maybe try and get that halberd beam online. No cloak. Crew members I'm not going to buy. Drones we're not going to buy. Let's get rid of that. 128. What's the next weapon? Or we probably get the next weapon capacity just from the point of view of a buffer. Or maybe we'll hang on to it. Let's have a quick look at the map again. We've got a civilian... No, we don't have a... This is Sector 7, so this is the last sector before the final... before the last stand. I'm just wondering if I can get down to that store in time. I don't think so. Okay, so we're not going to go for the cloak, so I'm not going to save up my scrap, so I'm going to go for the weapon system upgrade instead. And we just need 100 scrap and we'll be able to get the final upgrade and get the hull beam online as well as the halberd beam. Let's get these crew members healed up before we move on though. It's going to be a little bit tricky in the flagship fight because we have to make sure we get at least 3 of our shots onto the flagship shields to be able to get the halberd beam and then the hull beam through. But once we can get the flagship shields down, we should be in pretty good shape. Ooh, were we being... Oh, I thought it said something about telepathic abilities. Look at all those crew members on board their ship. Wow, that's a lot of crew members. What do they have? Missile, so we might need to use the defense drone again. Halberd beam. We've got 3 shields, so we might be okay here. Keep our evasion as high as possible and activate the defense drone when required. We've got a clone bay, so we don't need to worry about trying to kill their crew. Let's see how we go. Comes the iron shot. Probably keep the engines charged for as long as we can here. We should be able to finish the fight before having no oxygen is going to be a real issue. Activate the defense drone for their missile. Back to the engines. Burst laser and dual lasers is ready. They don't have a cloak like that previous fight, so we should be able to finish them off pretty quickly. Halberd beam can go through a single shield. That knocked off, I think, their halberd beam. Let's power back to oxygen for a little while. We might as well while the shields are ionised. Comes in missile. Power back to the defense drone. Power back to engines. Power back to shields. Waiting on the halberd beam to charge up. We will actually time the lasers with the halberd beam here. Power back to engines. Hit the shields, let's go back to oxygen. Actually, we've got the spare power when the shields are ionised to run engines and oxygen, so we might as well do that. Halberd beam's charged. Their oxygen's down at the moment as well. Let's go for their piling system and reactivate our defense drone. You've bested us. Will we accept within our stores? No, I'm not going to. I never like actually accepting what's in the slug ship stores because I don't know what it is. It could be something that I don't want. This late in the game, there's no guarantee that I'm going to find a store. It's probably likely that I'm not going to find a store, so it's not really worth doing, I don't think. No surrender. Shoots down their missile, back to the engines, and the shields. I think we took some damage there. 1 damage, I think, maybe. We didn't have all of our 3 shields up in time. They've only got 2 shields. We could probably get a laser shot and then still fire the lasers again with the halberd beam later on, so let's try and get their weapons down. No, that was a waste. What's our oxygen? Our oxygen's still perfect. Not perfect, but it's good enough. In comes their missile. And our weapons are ready again. If we make sure we can get 4 rooms, we should be able to finish them off here. Okay, power back to oxygen. Ship explodes, we get 2 missiles, 1 drone pad, and 58 scrap. Almost there for the 100 scrap to get that hull beam online, then we just need to get the reactor bow. Let's just wait for the oxygen to come back a little bit. Don't think anyone needs healing, nope. How are we going for experience? Piling's leveled. Weapons and engines. Envoy's fully leveled up. I wonder if this, I've never actually seen Envoy before. I've seen Virus, the Engie, who's fully leveled up. And Lombard, obviously we got him with repair skill. He may pick up some fighting skill, but not yet. Okay, let's carry on. We'll try and pick up as much scrap as we can before the last stand here. Fuel for missiles, no. We've got 8 fuel. Hopefully that's enough to get us through this sector. You're surprised to find a ship without slug markings stranded all the way out here and move into provide assistance. When you see the pirate insignia on the hull, you quickly reconsider. Attack or keep distance. 2 bombs. Albert. We can take them out. They've got a teleporter as well. I think we can take them out. We've got the blast doors online. And they're sending over a single slug and a human. Not the best choice of rooms to teleport into either. Basically into our airlock. Not smart. We'll just fall back from the door room as they come through as well. Let them suffocate for a bit. Let's keep our evasion as high as possible. We'll actually time the halberd beam with our lasers here. And go for their weapons first. Shields down. Shields through to weapons. Can we get a 4th room as well? Yes, we can. There goes their bombs. Our evasion is high. Hopefully their bombs miss. Halberd beam bounces off our shields. I wish I could see what these guys' health is like. We'll soon find out. I think they're about to break through into the weapons room. Let's actually... We'll let them break through before I close the doors. Weapons charging. They've teleported back to their ship. Excellent. You can stay in weapons for now because there's no oxygen in the door room. Iron bomb misses. Waiting for the halberd beam to charge. Let's go one more time. Same 4-room combo. Offering us to surrender 3 missiles, 1 drone part 20. That's a really low offer for this late in the game. 27 scrap. They offered 27. We get 62 and 3 fuel. Much better. That is the final weapons power. Weapons capacity. Now we just have to find the reactor power to run it. And we'll have 2 pretty decent beams. I mean, halberd beam's almost the absolute top tier beam weapon, and then hull beam's not too shabby either. We probably need to wait for our oxygen to come back here a little bit. Let's get our crew. Obviously, we don't need any crew healed up. Back to stations. Get the oxygen even out for a little bit. Okay, let's carry on. There are a number of small stations for travellers in the area, lit up by guiding lights and advertisements. Only slug ships are docked, so decide it's better to avoid confrontation and steer clear. A slug ship, a rogue you suspect, approaches, but when he sees your Federation, he thinks better of the sneak attack and fires everything he has. Heavy 2, I think it's a fire beam and a large laser charger. Pretty standard ship configuration otherwise. No cloak or anything that we need to worry about. We'll keep the halberd beam for now. We've got the option to switch on the halberd beam as well. We don't need the defense train in this fight. Let's go for maximum evasion. And we'll just do the same strategies before. Wait for the lasers to charge and fire them in combination with the halberd beam. I should probably wait before they fire, before I actually keep the engines fully powered. Come to their shots. Power to engines. 2 misses. And they've got good evasion. Not good enough. Shields to weapons. Again, not a big fan of this ship configuration. That's fine, we'll do the shields through weapons and doors, I suppose. I don't think their weapons are a threat anymore, so let's just stick with the oxygen. The shields are down, their evasion's probably still high. Might try and get their piloting system down for the next shot. We've got plenty of crew members to do repairs. I think we'll just stick with the shields, weapons, doors strategy. Powering up the FTL, we may have to target their piloting system or their engines at this point. Unless we can get their shields down with the next shot. There's also a small chance they'll get away here. Yep. Let's jump away first. Let's not give them the satisfaction. Ship emerges quite far away from the beacon. You see a rebel ship waiting nearby, undoubtedly stationed to look for you. They look pretty average. Teleporters, we can have a boarding party. Just the 2 weapons. Heavy 2 and a missile. We can deal with that with the defense drone. Let's attack the ship. And we'll activate the defense drone when we need to. 2 humans into the engine room. Fight them hand to hand, I suppose. We can go 3v... Yeah, I think we'll go 3 versus 2 there. Try and get them to teleport back as quickly as possible. Activate the engines. Shields down. Shields through to medbay. Missile still online on their ship. And it fires. Power from oxygen and engines to defense drone. Back to stations, everyone. Yeah, it's the only problem with the help boom, it's so slow to charge. It's like the long period of time where you're not really doing anything. But once you get through enemy shields, it's very quick to finish them off. Very low offer, no thank you. And what do we get? 2 missiles, 1 drone, part 43 scrap. I suppose reactor power. I'll have a quick look to see if there's any stores, which there are not. Blam. We don't have an option for a buffer, so the hull beams is sort of going to be a buffer weapon for us. We might look at getting a buffer on the shields. Maybe even go for a 4 shield. I mean, it depends how much scrap we can pick up in the last stand, I suppose. We got crew members that need healing. Let's do that before we carry on. But I think this is probably going to be the final configuration for the ship, unless we can get a bunch of scrap and find a store in the last stand. I'm pretty sure this is going to be it. Hull's still in pretty good shape as well. Start heading towards the exit here. Have to remember it's in a nebula, so the exit's not going to have any ships at it. Ooh, I've got a glaive beam. And I think it's an Ion Blast 2 and a burst laser. Many slugs on board this ship again, but no other fancy systems apart from their crazy weapons. It's a very long charge time, and they've got 4 shields. We may jump away from this fight. I don't think we've got the firepower. Weapons charging. Because of their iron weapon, this could be a problem. So I think the glaive beam can go through 2 shields. Let's give it a shot though. To their weapons. Halberd beam. Shields and doors. Can we get their shields down enough to fire the hull beam? Nope, we cannot. Can we get that 3rd shield up before they fire their glaive beam, please? I'm not sure. I think maybe their iron weapon deactivated, which might be enough to get us through this fight. 3rd shield's up, nice. Fire the glaive beam now, please, if you're going to fire it. Engines to max, please. Let that dot miss, yes. Power back to oxygen. Fire the glaive beam. Nope. Yep, perfect. Couldn't have been better. Power the engines to full. Let's go one more time. I really want to get through their final layer of shields here if I can. And that time it turned off their burst laser. We'll keep the engines powered to full for now. We can jump away at any point here if it looks like we're going to take damage from their glaive beam. Which it looks like it might happen now. That burst fires so... iron weapon fires so quickly. 3 shields, hull beam. Let's go again. That all misses. Goodbye. I'm not going to risk the damage there, because that glaive beam can just completely wreck a ship in a couple of shots. The Mantis attack ship here looks to have been hunting slugs on their home turf, a rare test of honour for the mightiest Mantis crews. Weapons up. 2 missiles, 3 missiles, and a heavy 2. Waiting for our shields to deionise. We might as well power oxygen while we wait. Probably going to have to leave the fence drone on pretty much continuously here. Yeah, let's do that. Waiting for our weapons to power up, and we've got a boarding party as well. Let's fall back from shields. Prevent that. We'll try and actually suffocate these guys if we can. Turn oxygen off, power to engines. I don't think evasion is going to matter too much. Let's power shields fully. Yeah. I think we can actually suffocate these guys. They're not really heading in the best direction. Comes in missiles. One miss. Hit to drones. That's the defense drone offline. That's bad. Plus damage from the Mantis. Let's see what we can do with our first shot though, before we worry too much. Shields down. Halberd beam. Shields to weapons. Will reach as it does. And hull beam as well. We want to get probably empty rooms with the hull beam if possible. 4-room combo with both the empty rooms. Ship destroyed. We took damage to the oxygen. Another 2 hull points, but we're okay. There's a fire and oxygen. Let's send 2 crew members in to fix that. We pick up 2 fuel, 1 drone part, and 60 scrap. Okay, everyone's healed up. Back to stations. Might get a little bit more reactor power here. Or maybe not. I think we'll hang on to our scrap for now. I mean, a buffer on shields would be another good thing to go. Oh my goodness, we have a store. We'll have to backtrack to get out. But I don't think we can afford a cloak, even if there is one there. There's nothing we can sell, apart from the defense drone, which I don't think will get us the 150. Probably sell one of our weapons, but I still don't think that's going to get us to the 150. No, I think we might just carry on here. We're going to get repairs at the start of the last stand anyway. Yep, I'm going to carry on. I'm not going to go to that store. Slug passenger ship Howls, please your worthy alien highnesses. We are unarmed and seeking asylum. Approach cautiously and weapons immediately spring from their hull. Missile again. Otherwise, fairly normal weapons. Nothing too much to be worried about. Probably just activates the defense drone when they fire their missile. We'll keep our evasion high for their shots as well. Here comes their missile. I didn't have my defense drone ready. No. Some repairs to do on engines. Is there a fire in there as well? No, there isn't. That's good. Power to oxygen, I suppose, while we're waiting for the engine to get repaired. All our weapons are ready. We should be able to finish them off pretty quickly here. Halberd beam. Can we get shields to weapons? And hull beam. They've only got 1 empty room. Let's go. We'll make sure their weapons are offline, so we'll go piling through the weapons. Missile system's offline, that's good. Three shields. Let's wait for all the weapons to be charged before we fire. Shields down again. They've got their shields back online. We'll probably do the same again. And that'll finish them off, I think. Yep. Pick up 3 fuel, 2 missiles, and 51 scrap. We do actually have the scrap for a cloak now, but no stores. I've got 1 crew member that needs healing as well. And 1 more bacon. Spot a rebel ship in the nebula head and stay off their radar. Try to engage. What do they have? Halberd beam. Yeah, let's chase them. Oh, flip, shoot, topple by 1 jump. Home sweet home. Not sure what that achievement is. Oh, we've unlocked the Slug Cruiser Type B. Fantastic. That's another ship for us to do. Off we go to the exit. And this is in a nebula, so there's not going to be any ships in here. And that is the end of the sector, and we're heading on to the last stand. Ship's in pretty good shape. We're going to get some repairs, obviously, at the start of the last stand, and there'll be probably a couple of repair stations as well. Fingers crossed we can find a store in the last stand and actually get a cloak online as well. That would be ideal. Otherwise, we'll probably just spend scrap on getting a buffer on the shields and maybe some of the other systems as well. But I'm going to leave it there for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.